with love and lead with love. Lead with love and lead with love. Stretch it out and lead with love.
All right, so what's happening in our country right now is horrible, it's disgusting, and despicable, and it's not new. To many brown and black indigenous folks, this has been happening for a long time. I'm making this PG because I want all the ages, but I'm pretty fucking pissed. However, we use our voices and we are on the shoulders of generations, starting with the abolitionists in the fields, in the churches, working hard to get free from slavery, then civil rights, from the streets to the prisons, from the nuclear plants to the ICE facilities and headquarters. We use our voices in protest. We come together in song. And this song was originally written by Pete Seeger and Lee Hayes. And it said something like, your brothers, just your brothers gotta come together. And we realized, Peter, Paul, and Mary, actually, not me, realized that we need to actually include brothers and sisters. And now here we are, led by Rick on the banjo, singing actually more inclusively in a non-binary dynamic, singing for, what are we singing for, everybody? We're singing for our friends and our neighbors. So it's a little hard to change, but you know what? We need change. Language changes, so please join us in singing this song, and let's be part of what used to be a progressive labor movement, and now is so many different movements singing for resistance. Take it away, Rick.
If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer on danger, I'd hammer on warning, I'd hammer on love between friends and my neighbors, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between friends and my neighbors, all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out a warning, I'd sing out love between all over this land. Well, I've got a hammer and I've got a bell, and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my friends and my neighbors, all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my friends and my neighbors, all over this land.
All right, we had a couple other songs that we are not going to sing right now. We are going to do two more, but one of them we'll be hearing later with David Ruffin. But right now, the reason we are all here, Trump, your kingdom must come down. Do you agree? Let's hear you sing it. Here you go. Trump, your kingdom must come down. We'll be picking this up later, but I want you to learn it right now. The next line. Trump, your kingdom must come down. Let's hear that. Trump, your kingdom must come down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, let's sing that. I heard the voice of the people say, Trump, your kingdom must come down. Okay, as we get into it, just be sure you're listening to me, because each verse is going to be a little different, because we all know that it's more than one man that has to come down. So just listen at the beginning of each verse. Here we go. Trump, your kingdom must come down. Trump, your kingdom must come down.
I hear you.
Of the people say, Trump, your kingdom must come down. Sing about racism. Racism, your kingdom must come down.
Join us.
Racism, your kingdom must come down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, racism, your kingdom must come down. The war machine, your kingdom must come down. The war machine, your kingdom must come down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, the war machine, your kingdom must come down. Ice, your kingdom must come down. Ice, your kingdom must come down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, Ice, your kingdom must come down. Epstein class, your kingdom must come down. Epstein class, your kingdom must come down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, Epstein class, your kingdom must come down. Now listen to this next one. We'll shout till we tear your kingdom down. Here we go. We'll shout till we tear your kingdom down. We'll shout till we tear your kingdom down. We'll sing till we tear your kingdom down. We'll sing till we tear your kingdom down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, we'll sing till you tear your kingdom down. We're gonna vote. We'll vote till we tear your kingdom down. We'll vote till we tear your kingdom down. Oh, I heard the voice of your people say, we'll vote till we tear your kingdom down. Back to Trump. Trump, your kingdom must come down. Trump, your kingdom must come down. Oh, I heard the voice of the people say, Trump, your kingdom must come down. Let's repeat that line. Trump will tear your kingdom down. One more time. Trump, your kingdom must come down.
Tear it down. See it down. And we're not just going to tear it down with our anger, but also with our love. And our joy. So here we go. First line of this song, our last one, is, let me look at it. Yeah. What the world needs now is joy in resistance. Your turn. What the world needs now is joy in resistance. We will fight the good fight. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. With or without your assistance. Move out of the way.
Move out of the way.
If you can't support the mission.
If you can't support the mission,
What the world needs
now
is joy in the mission. Okay, here we go. We got this. What the world
needs now is joy and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance.
Out of the way.
Move out of the way.
You can't support.
If you can't support the mission, what the world needs now is joy and resistance. What the world needs now is love and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way. If you can't support the mission, what the world needs now is love and resistance. Needs now is hope and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way. If you can't support the mission, what the world needs now is hope and resistance. The world needs now strength, distance. We will fight the good fight.
Join us.
With or without your assistance.
Move out of the way.
Move out of the way.
If you can't
support the mission, what the world needs now is strength and resistance.
The world
Needs now joy. It's joy and resistance. We will fight the good fight with or without your assistance. Move out of the way. If you can't support the mission, what the world needs now is joy and resistance. Thank you so much.
Let's keep going. Fighting and singing and talking a bit. We are Solidarity Singers, singing resistance. Join us anytime.
Let's hear it for Solidarity Singers. And now, over here, featuring Shidam Project, our drummers for today. Shidam. Sheeta Projects. Let's give it up for them. Welcome. I am David Sheets of Calais, your Master of Ceremonies today. Welcome to No Kings 3. With gratitude and humility, we acknowledge we do our work on Ndakina, the ancestral homeland of the Abenaki, people of the dawn. We thank them for their stewardship of the land and for being keepers of the light. This is what democracy looks like. And this demonstration has important messages. Messages we protest safely and non-violently. And we do this together, all of us, enlisted in creating a 100% completely non-violent event today. We all need to participate to remain non-violent. You will see peacekeeper teams throughout the crowd wearing yellow vests and peacekeeper name tags. They are here to ensure that we do this in the name of nonviolent democracy. But what I think has brought us all here today to 46 different locations throughout the state of Vermont, 46 to 3,300 similar events throughout the nation. Democracy is participation. And we know how fragile it can be. And that's one of the reasons we're here today, because we want to ensure that this nation that has been here for nearly 250 years will continue to be the democracy that was founded and expanded throughout those years of history, expanded to include every citizen of the United States and beyond, because it's not just about our points of view, it's about being free to listen to each other and to participate in our democratic institutions, not the least of which is the one directly behind me in this particularly gorgeous building with a Grecian portico. Yeah. The birthplace of democracy is invoked with the architecture of the State House and similar buildings throughout our nation. They were built to house the very people that we are today and that have been in similar places throughout the nation for over 250 years. We claim this heritage and we will preserve this heritage. So We're going to have a few chants throughout this gathering, and the first one is, tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like.
What democracy looks like.
Okay. Are you ready for your first speaker? Well, we have a great one for you. He is a...
We need to do the safe, who keeps the whole safe.
Oh.
Don't forget the peacekeeper part.
The peacekeeper part. Okay. Sorry, I've flubbed up already. No. Ginny's, you know Ginny Sassaman. Ginny is keeping me focused here today. Hang on. Is it this?
That's it.
Thank you. Indeed. So, the safety chant is what I forgot to put before you. We are many and we are loud. Repeat, we are many, we are loud. We'll take care of this big crowd. Folks in the back might not have heard. So let's make sure to spread the word. Throughout the day, we'll be alert. And that is how no one gets hurt. If someone's here to agitate, we'll walk away. Don't take the bait. Remember, who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Okay, thank you so much. I'll try to be a little more vigilant next time we start chanting again. But before we start chanting again, we have our first major speaker on the roster here. A dear friend of mine, thanks to his long service in the building directly behind me, and his service to all of us and the nation in Washington, D.C., no less a person than our beloved United States Senator Peter Welch.
Thank you, David Sheets. And thank you, every single one of you who is here on No King's Day 3. I'm going to go through some of the things that have happened since that No King's Day in October. No Kings 2. Trump hasn't changed, he's getting worse. The court really hasn't changed. What's changed is the people are getting stronger. Stronger. And first, I do want to give greetings. We have No King's Days all around Vermont. And our good and wonderful representative, Becca Ballant, is at No King's Day in Bennington. and our beloved Bernie Sanders, we love him in Vermont, but you know what? They love him everywhere. And he is in Minneapolis, and what a better place for Bernie to be than Minneapolis. And I'll tell you, we've got our work cut out, but I want to tell you, looking at Minneapolis is why I'm confident that when our work is done, we will prevail. You know, two things have happened since our October No Kings. One was the absolute travesty of Minneapolis and the rampage that we saw of violence by ICE agents who killed 2 innocent people. I want to talk about that for a moment. But the second thing, and we are now going to be vigilant, are we going to yet another war in the Middle East? And my answer is no, no, no. Minneapolis was horrifying with the use of violence by ICE. Minneapolis was inspiring with the power of neighbors helping neighbors. And what we saw, and it was cold in Minneapolis, was that citizens were coming out and putting their bodies between them and folks with no legitimate reason, picking them up to protect their neighbors and to protect their communities. And that's what it is about, our neighbors and our communities. And it's about citizens doing every single thing they can to make sure we are peaceful, we have opportunity, we respect one another. And what happened? Now, I want us to take some credit here, or share some credit with what happened in Minneapolis. I'm just back from Washington. Becca's just back from Washington. We had a budget battle. We've had a shutdown. We don't like shutdowns, but the issue was, would there be yet more money for ICE to do its rampage without any reforms? Well, you got that right. No. And in the United States Senate, we held firm. No more money without reforms. And then we saw the backlash in the House, but that battle continues. Why did the United States Senate hold firm? It's because the people of Minneapolis held firm. It's because the people of Montpelier held firm. It's because the people of the state of Vermont held firm. Your voice is being heard, and your voice is leading the way. It matters that we're here. It matters to each of us that we're here and we're standing up to make certain that this democracy that we love for 250 years is going to have another 250 years. And we are starting to win the fights. And now we have another fight. What is going on with this war in Iran? We've heard it before. Saddam was a bad guy. The Taliban, bad folks. The Ayatollahs are brutal. And the easy part is the bombing campaign. And then it goes on forever. Trillions of dollars in Iraq, and some beautiful, wonderful Vermonters lost their lives, are living forever with PTSD, whose families have been torn apart when they came back without limbs or without the sense of who they were. That happened again in Afghanistan. Trillions of dollars. Thousands of our young men and women. And now we are on the moment of a major decision in Iran. Our we going to end this war, or are we going to escalate this war? End it. End it. The oil is not worth it. And there are other ways to preserve our national security than another forever war. $2 billion a day. $14 billion a week. I say end the war, not escalate. Not 1 week from now and $14 billion more, not 1 month from now and $60 billion more, and certainly not when the president comes in requesting a down payment of $200 billion more for an endless war. We say no. We say no. Vermonters are not afraid to serve. And throughout our history, it's men and women from the Green Mountain State on a per capita basis who signed up more for the Civil War, who signed up to serve in Iraq and Afghanistan, because it's the soldiers who do the duty, but it's the politicians who make the bad decisions. And I say it's us Vermonters who are going to stand up and demand that we end this war, not another forever war. So, the beautiful comments that were made at the beginning are really true, and we have to remind ourselves of how true they are. And that is that love's got to motivate us, not anger, not hate. And each day we wake up and yet another norm is being shattered. But you know what? We find a way in solidarity with one another to say that standing up for love, for community, is worth it. We don't know necessarily how the outcome will turn out. Here's what we know as Vermonters. We know that we will face that day and do the best we can every single day to make this a better state, to make ours a better country, and to have respect for the community we live in, and do every single thing that we can to make it stronger, better, more inclusive, more loving, and democratic. So, I say to you today, carry on. We have been making progress. Kristi Noem is gone. The Senate stood firm because of you. And America gets it. Billions for health care, maybe. Billions for another oil war in the Middle East, no. So, let's hear it for each one of us celebrating No King's Day 3. Onward, onward. Thank you very much.
Senator Peter Welch, give it up. We are so blessed. We are so blessed. We have 3 people in Washington, D.C. from this great state, and all of them are heavy hitters. Let's hear it for Bernie. Let's hear it for Becca. And one more time for Peter. It's tough to be living in this country right now. You tune into the news and it's all bad. You look at what our government is doing and it's hard to believe it's the country we grew up in. Days are hard, nights are worse. Lately, I've been having nightmares where masked thugs in unmarked cars surround my Honda HR-V break my car window and drag me out while I'm screaming, "I'm a citizen! I'm a citizen!" When I wake up in a pool of sweat, I realize that citizenship may not save me. It didn't save Renee Good. It didn't save Alex Pretty. But last night, I had a different kind of dream. All in one night, I dreamed that the spirits of democracy visited me. The spirit of democracy past, the spirit of democracy present, and the spirit of democracy yet to come. When my grandfather clock struck 1, I was awakened by a bright light. There was a figure in the light coming toward me, and when she drew closer, imagine my surprise. It was Abigail Adams, America's second First Lady, come to haunt me. Wait, here she is now.
Citizens, I am the spirit of democracy past. Of course you're having nightmares. What's happening in this nation is a nightmare. I came from far, far away to tell you to stand firm in the cause of freedom. Do not yield to what was so dearly won. We fought hard for this. What we began in hope, you must preserve in courage. Guard your liberties and improve upon them. You can do this. I was an advisor and a confidant to my husband John, who was the second president. We discussed every detail throughout his career. Together, we witnessed the American Revolution. This was a very hard and dangerous time, but we prevailed. We witnessed the Declaration of Independence, a celebration of our efforts. And we witnessed the building of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. The founders were committed to the radical notion that reason and deliberation should rule the citizenry, not the whims of an out-of-control king. Think of the cherished liberties in the Bill of Rights, the right to free speech, free press, freedom of religious practice, and the right of the citizenry to peaceably assemble.
I agree. They did much that was admirable and just, but they declined to give many of us freedom and voting rights those wealthy white men kept for themselves the right to decide the presidency through the Electoral College. What they did to the indigenous people of this land is, frankly, unforgivable. And what about slavery? They had a chance to end it, but they did the slaveholders' bidding instead.
Oh, indeed. Many mistakes were made. You are right to point out their inadequacies. John and I were against slavery. We were aghast at the institution of slavery. But we were in the minority, and we lost that battle. Tribal peoples, too, were treated horrifically. A true travesty, because the Haudenosaunee, the 6 nations of the Iroquois, and their great law of peace inspired our Constitution. The great law recognized the power and influence of women, absolutely. And no mention of such was in our Constitution. I admonished John to remember the ladies in drafting the founding documents, but women's rights were ignored. This was a big mistake. But still, with all these terrible mistakes, I would argue that our founders created a noble democracy. Now it's up to you. Make it better. Improve it. I leave you, citizen, with this advice. Hold tightly to the good that was done. Human rights, freedoms, and justice are worth fighting for. This country belongs to you, and you, and you, and you. It's in your hands. When the clock strikes 2, you will be visited by the spirit of democracy present.
And then she fades away. We have another speaker of great note, another person who has worked diligently in the building directly behind me. She's still working there. She's the majority leader of the Vermont State Senate, Senator Keisha Ram Hinsdale. Give it up for her.
This is the perfect role for David Sheets, so we're so glad. Thank you, David. Thank you all for being here. What a beautiful day, and you all look beautiful. I'm here today with 3 generations of women in my family, my mother and my 3-year-old daughter. My daughter knows we go to events like this to listen and to help people and to make our country better. And that may be the most important thing we can do right now. Bear witness for each other and do what we can to help. There's something powerful about gathering on a day like today, No King's Day, to say out loud that no one is above the law. That power does not belong to any one person. It belongs to all of us. And in a democracy, there are no kings. But if we're honest with each other, as we reflect on democracy past and present, we also have to say something harder. For many of us, the fight for dignity and freedom has never been safe. Not in the past, not in our own movements, and not right now. We are living in a moment where truths are coming to light about harm, about silence, about what people have endured even within movements we revere. When Dolores Huerta spoke about the abuse she experienced from Cesar Chavez, it has forced another reckoning. And for me, that's personal. I met Dolores Huerta when I was in high school. She led a march from our campus to a nearby hotel to stand up for immigrant workers, their wages, their hours, their conditions. She was already a legend in her 70s. She didn't have to be there, but she showed up anyway. And I remember thinking, this is what leadership looks like. She stood with young people like me and made it clear that our voices mattered and that the people working just beyond our campus deserve dignity. She didn't ask if it was convenient, she asked if it was right. That moment changed me. It showed me that fighting for others isn't something you age out of, it's something you grow into. Like many of you out here. And now we understand that even as she was inspiring all of us, she was carrying something heavy of her own. She never stopped fighting, not for a single day. What a burden she carried. And that truth forces us to confront something bigger. Justice movements are not immune from injustice. Here in Vermont, my own colleagues came forward about years of sexual harassment before a legislator was finally asked to resign and still dismissed those who spoke out. Different places, different scales, same truth. Even in movements for justice, people, especially women, immigrants, and people of color, have not been safe. And still, they fought. That's part of the story we don't always tell. We like to talk about courage as something clean and triumphant, but more often it looks like people showing up anyway, while carrying risk, fear, and harm. Because courage is not the absence of fear, it's the decision that something else matters more. And that's not just the past. Look around us now. Families facing ICE raids, students wondering if their schools are safe, communities watching another war unfold in Iran, asking who will bear the cost. We are told these are separate fights, but they are connected by one question: who is allowed to be safe? And who is expected to sacrifice that safety for everyone else's rights? For a long time, the answer has not been equal. Some people have always been asked to take on more risk, without recognition, without protection. And let's be clear, rights are not real if they only exist for the people who feel safe enough to claim them. But something is shifting. More people are seeing it. More people are stepping into it. More people are realizing this is not someone else's fight. That's right, it is ours. That brings me to this moment between the ghost of democracy past and the ghost of democracy present, because there has never been a version of democracy that didn't require struggle. The past was not safer, it was just less visible. The present is not more dangerous, it is more honest. So now that we see it, what will we do? Will we step back because it feels risky? Or will we step in knowing it always was? I saw that question answered on Dorset Street. People showed up for a family they did not know. People were pepper sprayed. People suffered concussions. People lost consciousness. They were not safe, but they were not alone. And when people stand together, the power starts to shift. Because no one deserves to be disappeared, separated from their children, taken from their community in silence. No one belongs in the shadows of a democracy. And we have seen that courage in even sharper relief. In Minnesota, Renee Good and Alex Preddy lost their lives. Others, whose names we may never know, have been taken, harmed, or lost far from their families and communities. They are not statistics. They were people who stood in the light when others might have been harmed in the darkness. And sometimes shining a light is exactly what puts you at risk. They are heroes because they did not turn away. They remind us the cost of justice is real, but so is the cost of silence. That is what solidarity looks like. Not safety, but shared risk. And that brings me to one more story. When Bree Newsom Bass climbed the flagpole at the South Carolina State House to take down the Confederate flag, she didn't do it alone. Others trained her, equipped her, stood watch, and when police threatened to tase the pole, risking her life, one of them made a choice. He reached out and touched the pole. He put his own body on the line. He didn't know what would happen. He just knew if she was at risk, he would be too. That is the difference between saying you care and proving it. That is what it means to move from sympathy to solidarity. To say your safety is not separate from mine. Your fight is not yours alone. Solidarity is not just a feeling, it's a choice. So today, on No King's Day, let's be clear about what we are building. Not a world where only some people are safe, not a world where the burden falls on the same shoulders again and again, but a world where we understand the truth. We may not be safe, but we are together. And together is stronger than fear. Together is how every right we have ever won has been won. Together is how we will defend our rights now. And together is how we will save our democracy. Thank you.
Keisha Ram Hinsdale. We are so blessed in this state to have leaders like Keisha, and you're going to hear from another one. A woman of great courage, a woman that I've been super proud again to be able to know, our Attorney General, Charity Clark.
Wow. The second term of President Trump has been a wild ride, and sometimes I want to get off. Like, can we get off? But lucky me. Through the chaos, as your Attorney General, I have a job to do. Protect Vermont and uphold the Constitution. Every day, my office fights for our country and our democracy. We use the power of the sovereign state of Vermont to stop federal overreach and unconstitutional acts by President Trump. There's a truth I don't like to admit, but that is that Donald Trump is our president. He won the election, and he has every right to install his vision for the country in place. But no president has the power to violate the Constitution or federal law, and that is where my office comes in. As Attorney General, it is my job to fight these unconstitutional acts and these illegal acts, and I swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and I have thought of that oath every single day since January 20th, 2025. I have now sued the Trump administration 46 times. And with these lawsuits, I and fellow Democratic attorney generals across the country have blocked many unconstitutional and illegal acts by the Trump administration, and we have brought millions, tens of millions of dollars back to the state of Vermont. We are winning most of these cases. Our win rate at this point is, I think, around 95%. The common thread of President Trump's unconstitutional and illegal acts is difficult to ignore. President Trump is trying to consolidate power in himself, in the presidency, in the executive branch. That's why we're here today, isn't it? In America, there are no kings. Here in America, we believe in federalism, in democracy, in state sovereignty, and the separation of powers. And that is what I and the lawyers in my office are standing up for every single day. Instead of working for the people and protecting America, Donald Trump has attempted to dismantle the federal government. He's invented fake emergencies to justify wild tariffs and usurp environmental laws. He's trying to disenfranchise voters, violate our data privacy, and ban diversity, equity, and inclusion. He's attempting to limit bodily autonomy and healthcare options for transgender people and patients seeking abortion. And he's unconstitutionally withheld money that Congress appropriated. Through all of that chaos and disregard for our revered and storied federalist system of constitutional democracy, I want you to know that I, Charity Clark, patriot, will be right here fighting for you. We in my office are fighting for the rule of law, for democracy, for our brave little state. Do not despair. Our country is strong. Look around you. We are fighting shoulder to shoulder for it. We are all here. To quote my favorite musical, Hamilton, history has its eyes on you. History has its eyes on you, and you came here today. You showed your love for your country and for your neighbors. I say thank you, Montpelier.
Charity Clark. Okay, you ready for another chant? We protect the Constitution. We protect the rule of law. We protect the Constitution. We protect the rule of law. We protect the Constitution. We protect the rule of law, along with Charity Clark. Thank you. Next, we have Jay Basilier from the Vermont Asylum Assistance Project. Jay.
Hello, neighbors. It's so lovely to see all of your beautiful faces this afternoon. My name is Jay Basilier, and I'm the secretary of the Board of Directors for the Vermont Asylum Assistance Project. How many of you know about VAP? Okay. For those of you who don't know us, VAP is an organization that is chock full of absolute rock star civil rights lawyers and immigrant advocates. We mentor no-cost and low-cost immigration lawyers and legal workers. We educate and serve Vermont immigrants and community members. We connect advocates and activists across sectors. And we fight like hell to protect immigrants' rights. Today, I want to tell you about why VAP gives me hope. I joined the VAP board a few months after the last election. The world around me, as you may remember, was rapidly descending into a fascist dystopia. My right to exist in public space was, frankly is, under attack. The federal government was dismantling our human services infrastructure with a sledgehammer. The rule of law was starting to crumble. I was falling into a deep despair, and I didn't know what else to do except turn toward community. Turn toward the people who were getting up every day and fighting for our most vulnerable neighbors. What I found in VAP was a reason to feel hopeful again. I was reminded of all of the good that can happen when we stand together against the tidal wave. I find hope every day in the knowledge that meaningful harm reduction is possible, even in the most horrible circumstances. And our collective impact has been real. Right now, Jamie, Camilla, Christian, and Johanna, 4 Vermonters who ICE attempted to summarily disappear from our communities mere days ago, are safe at home. Yeah. This outcome was not a given. Together, we made this happen because our community showed up, because advocates were coordinated, and because skilled lawyers were ready to act quickly. When people have lawyers to challenge ICE in court, outcomes change. Families stay together. In the past year, Vermont attorneys and advocates have made concrete differences in the lives of our most vulnerable neighbors. For just a few examples, a former child soldier with disabilities secured procedural safeguards for his asylum hearing. A longtime Vermont father of U.S. citizen children was not misled by ICE into signing away his rights and self-deporting. A medically vulnerable woman regained access to her prescribed medications so she could work with her counsel and ultimately walk free. And a detained transgender asylum seeker was protected from a dangerous and probably deadly transfer to Texas, while another trans Vermonter, stable in the community, won asylum for their entire family of 4. This work is not just about individual humanitarian cases. It keeps children in schools, parents at work, and communities out of crisis. And none of this work happens without community support. When we fight together, we win. When we fight together, the people in our community who are scared for their lives are reminded that they're not alone. I am so inspired by the number of Vermonters who are refusing to turn their backs on their neighbors. We have seen time and time again that when we show up en masse, they back down. Together, we can hold this line. So how can you help? Well, I have some ideas. You can call your legislators and you can tell them to support S208 for no secret police in Vermont, S209 for sanctuary spaces, S227 for safety planning in schools, H 849 for civil remedies in state courts, and the immigration legal aid funding in H 951. And I want to give you a little tip. You do not have to have the bill's numbers memorized. You can call or email your rep and you can say, I don't want secret police in Vermont. I want you to fund immigration legal defense. And they'll know what you mean. So please don't let knowledge of a specific bill number be a barrier to engaging. They need to hear from you and they need to know what we need from them. You can also tell the governor, legislative leadership, and agency heads that Vermont must not be complicit in secret police tactics, unlawful detention conditions, or the erosion of due process. You can support the legal infrastructure that makes rapid response possible. It takes lawyers, interpreters, community education, volunteer networks, accompaniment, emergency planning, and family preparedness work. And you can keep learning. Legal education is a part of resistance too. When communities know their rights, when providers are trained, and when neighbors know how to respond, Vermont is stronger. Because the benefits of protecting rights are not limited to immigrants. The benefits are common. They belong to all of us. When families stay together, children stay stable. When workplaces don't lose people overnight, communities stay resilient. When executive power is checked, democracy is stronger. And when due process is real, freedom is safer for everyone. That is what we're defending. And we're also defending the basic principle that in Vermont, no executive branch gets to crown itself king by disappearing people into detention and deportation. That principle is worth defending, and it's worth defending together. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. Among the many other things we are blessed to have in this great state is a robust arts community. And in these times, and with this movement, we are blessed to have the great singer-musician David Ruffin.
Hey community, I'm David. I'm curious, have you folks been inspired and moved by the singing that you've seen out in Minneapolis? Have any of you seen those stories? Give me a holler if you've heard about that. Isn't it amazing? They've been singing out there together for a long time. It didn't come out of nowhere. That's one of the ways they like to gather and remember what matters to them. And we do that here in Vermont too. But this is a song that one of those folks that's been leading that music out there, Annie Schlafer, wrote. And based on a poem by Nikita Gill that reminds that everyone, whatever they're going through is part of our family, is connected to us, belongs to us, and we belong to them. And of course, this song took extra power on during those days, those weeks in Minneapolis when folks weren't even feeling safe to leave their homes. And they went and they sang songs like this one to their neighbors. and to each other, to remember the world is bigger than we sometimes think it is. So I want to sing it for you, and then I'd love to teach it. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone of these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong to them, and they belong to us. And that's it. You want to learn that? All right. So let's just start with those everyone's. I'll sing it first. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Let's just try that. Let me hear you. Everyone. That's pretty good. And then it goes, of these people are ours. Try that. Of these people are ours. Let's put it together. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone, of these people are ours. Next line goes, just like we are theirs. Just like we are theirs. Just like we are theirs. Next line. We belong to them. Sing that out. We belong to them. And they belong to us. Here we go. And they belong to us. Let's put those two together. We belong to them and they belong to us. We belong to them and they belong to us. From the top, everyone. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Of these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong to them. Here we go. We belong to them, and they belong to us. Everyone. Here we go. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Of these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong, here we go. We belong to them, and they belong to us. I want to hear you out there. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Of these people are ours, just like we are theirs. We belong. Let me hear it. Here we go. We belong to them. They belong to us. That's right. You got it now. Let's keep singing. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Of these people are ours, just like we are. We belong. Here we go. We belong to them, and they belong to us. Let's do it as a round. All the people over here. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Here we go this side. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Of these people are ours, just like we. We belong, here we go. We belong to them, and they belong to us. All these people are ours. Everyone, oh everyone. Just like we am, and they belong to us. We belong, and they belong to us. Everyone, everyone. Where are you? We belong? We belong to them, and they belong to. Let's just all sing everyone. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Everyone, oh everyone, oh everyone. Can I hear you all sing that just? Everyone. What if it was like that? Come on now. All right, one more time. Let's sing that as a prayer. Oh, everyone. Oh, everyone. May it be so.
David Ruffin, he will be back with us later. How about State Representative Leonora Dodge?
Buenas tardes, Montpelier. Me llamo Leonora Dodge, soy una vermontense latina y soy miembro de la Cámara de Diputados de Vermont. Y así se ve la democracia. My name is Leonora Dodge. I'm a Latina Vermonter and I am a member of the Vermont House of Representatives. And this is what democracy looks like. I welcome you to the People's House. Mi casa es su casa. As a state rep from Essex Town in the city of Essex Junction, I carry the voices of a district filled with immigrants. My foreign-born constituents include restaurant owners, shopkeepers, accountants, and global foundry engineers, lumberyard workers and home builders, custodians and college professors, to name a few. They hail from every single continent and speak dozens of languages. Just ask VPIRG. It's really fun to go canvassing in Essex. After a generation of building community here and in my current role as a state rep, I know that Vermont is not as plain as the white building behind me. At the same time, the louder we speak up for immigrant rights, the scarier it feels to live and work in Vermont. My social media feeds are full of threatening trolls, and political opponents weaponize my cultural identity against me. And on March 11th, I watched in horror and choked on pepper spray as South Burlington turned into an apocalyptic scene. Police tackling and shoving Vermonters, flashbangs, rubber bullets, and protesters tending to injuries while flushing swollen eyes with saline. But today we are here, together. Today we give voice to the pain, we join together in healing, and we call for justice. In that spirit, I will now present a statement on behalf of a Vermont organization born out of tireless and devoted immigrant advocacy, justicia migrante, migrant justice. I will do my best Olga impersonation. No. Immigrants in Vermont have for decades been subject to detention, deportation, and the separation of families, abuses that have increased dramatically since the start of the Trump administration. Migrant Justice has documented dozens of ICE and Border Patrol actions across the state since Trump took office, resulting in the detention of well over 100 of our immigrant neighbors. I'll start with 2025. January 25th, Ecuadorian asylum seeker detained by ICE in Burlington. February 7th, Ecuadorian construction worker detained by ICE on his way to work. February 9th, Venezuelan family detained by Border Patrol after mistakenly driving to the Canadian border. February 22nd, Mexican man detained in the street while looking for work. February 24th, Ecuadorian construction worker detained by ICE at a gas station in Burlington. March 10th, Mexican farm worker detained by Border Patrol in Derby. April 4th, 3 workers detained outside the DMV in South Burlington by ICE. April 9th, Arbey Lopez, a Mexican father, detained in Enosburg while delivering food to farm workers. April 14th, Mohsen Madawi, detained by ICE at an immigration appointment in Colchester. April 21st, farm workers detained in their homes at a dairy in Berkshire. April 22nd, 2 Haitians detained by Border Patrol while trying to request asylum in Canada. May 15th, 4 Peruvian landscapers detained while driving home from work. May 19th, Ecuadorian father detained on his way to work. May 22nd, 2 Mexican farm workers detained on their way to their milking shift. May 24th, 2 Guatemalan sisters detained by ICE while leaving their home in Colchester. May 28th, construction workers detained. 11 construction workers detained at a work site in Newport. June 1st, Honduran man detained by ICE. June 8th, Ecuadorian asylum seeker detained by ICE in Burlington on his way to work. June 14th, migrant justice leaders Nacho and Haiti detained in Richford while delivering food to farm workers. Shame indeed. July 26th, Mexican father of 3 in the US for over 30 years, pulled over and detained by Border Patrol while on vacation in Vermont. July 27th, Ecuadorian roofer detained by ICE while driving home from the store. July 30th, 4 Ecuadorian construction workers detained by Border Patrol coming off the Lake Champlain ferry on their way to a work site. August 2nd, 3 workers detained at a lumber yard in Essex. August 4th, Mexican farm worker pulled off of a tractor and detained by Border Patrol in Berkshire. August 8th, Nicaraguan asylum seeker pulled over and detained by ICE. August 12th, 3 men detained by ICE at a bus station in Colchester. August 19th, 9 construction workers detained by Border Patrol leaving a work site in Barton. August 25th, Jamaican care worker and mother of 3, Davonna Williams, detained at her home in Manchester by ICE. August 27th, Guadalupe and Emmanuel, a father and son, pulled over by ICE in Williston and detained. August 27th, Peruvian father detained by ICE in Rutland. August 27th again, Mexican hotel worker violently detained by ICE in front of his house in Winooski. September 26th, 9 construction workers detained by ICE in multiple arrests in Hardwick. October 10th, 3 Brazilian workers detained at a gas station in St. Johnsbury. October 13th, 4 roofers detained by Border Patrol on their way to work in Island Pond, including a 17-year-old US citizen. October 13th, again, 2 construction workers detained by Border Patrol in Newport. October 23rd, 4 construction workers detained by Border Patrol in Norton, including 2 who were previously freed on bond. November 2nd, an Ecuadorian dishwasher detained by ICE in the parking lot of his restaurant in Williston. November 4th, 6 Ecuadorian construction workers detained by Border Patrol at a gas station in Jeffersonville. Agents then went to their homes to detain the child of one of the workers. November 24th, Ecuadorian asylum seeker detained at his ICE check-in. December 26th, Mexican man detained by ICE outside the hotel where he worked while they were looking for someone else. We've made it to 2026, folks. January 1, Somali father Hussein Nur Hussein detained by ICE at the taxi stand at Burlington Airport. January 10th, Mexican farm worker and father detained by ICE with support from the FBI as he walked from his home to the farm. February 4th, Pastor Stephen Tendo, an asylum seeker and torture survivor from Uganda, was detained by ICE at his workplace despite an ongoing legal challenge to his deportation. February 22nd, 19-year-old Ecuadorian asylum seeker, 19-year-old asylum seeker, detained by ICE leaving a store in Winooski. February 26th, Ecuadorian asylum seeker from Winooski detained by Border Patrol when he mistakenly arrived at the Canadian border. March 10th, 2 Winooski residents pulled over and detained by ICE on their way to work. March 11th, Vergüenza. ICE agents with the support of local and state police raid a home in South Burlington on a faulty warrant and violently detain Christian, Joanna, y Camila. March 24th, 3 Vermont construction workers are detained by ICE in Plattsburgh when returning from a worksite in New York. March 26th, community leader Nacho is detained by ICE agents on his way to work. After his release in 2025, ICE pursued criminal charges to detain Nacho once again. The attacks on immigrant communities are real and are happening in our midst. We must stand together to resist the machinery of persecution and deportation where it exists. Immigrants themselves are leading the fight, organizing through migrant justice to build power and community self-defense. Not only are they fighting back against detention and deportation, they're continuing to push forward their fight for dignity and equal rights. Migrant justice continues to pass laws here in Vermont to protect against discrimination and expand access to housing and higher education. And those were 2 of my bills. And immigrant farm workers continue to transform the dairy industry and ensure their human rights through the Milk with Dignity program. Overcoming the terror inflicted upon them, immigrants in Vermont have shown that it is possible to stand up to the Trump administration. Let us pledge to defend our immigrant neighbors and support migrant justice. So are we ready? So concretely, what can you do when you go home today? Write your legislators. Demand that Vermont laws fight the Mad King. Let's keep our data protected. Let's keep our state dollars out of the ICE detention shell game. Let's fight constitutional abuses by federal and local police, and let's put our money where our mouth is by funding legal defense for immigrant Vermonters. Every single one of these measures I just mentioned is a current bill in our legislature. So speak loud enough so that the House, the Senate, and the governor can hear you. Vermonters, do you want to spend millions of your tax dollars to tear families apart? No. Do you want to overwhelm the courts with illegal detentions? No. Do you want to throw our nurses, our home builders, our farm workers, and our civil rights leaders into overcrowded prisons? No. Vermont will fight for immigrant rights. Together, Vermont will fight for immigrant rights. Vermont will fight for immigrant rights. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Leonora. Leonora Dodge, in honor of Leonora and her advocacy. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Whoa! Whoa! I knew this year was bad, but you look all but broken.
Aye, you've not seen the likes of me before. 249 brothers and sisters came before me with their injuries and strengths, but only a few during our Civil War were as battered as I am. Come and know me better, man. I am the spirit of democracy present. My form is a tragedy and worsening daily. I have seen our government at the highest levels corrupted by grift and bribery. I have seen our highest leaders insult and threaten our friends abroad. I have seen our youth abused for decades by greedy men with no justice for their suffering. I have seen our press, the upholders of our freedom, compromised and muted. I have seen our universities compelled to teach propaganda, not knowledge. I have seen masked thugs invade our fair cities, accosting and harassing our citizens and those who have recently come to our shores to seek a better life. Some, even children, have been taken to prisons. Others have been assaulted and some have been murdered. And no one is held to account for these violations against the rights of all people. I have seen at the highest levels men act to pollute and violate our beautiful land, the land we all depend on for sustenance. I have seen the wealthy among us pay no taxes nor obey any laws. And I have seen gross attempts to tamper with our most sacred right and duty, the vote. So is it any wonder I come to you battered and almost broken? I am not long for this world if citizens do not take immediate action to help me. You must rein in these evildoers and their ways and restore rights and justice as best you can now. And you must do so with love, kindness, and compassion. Only then will the spirit of democracy return in years hence with a body full of life. You must act now or all will be lost.
But how? How do we save the spirit of democracy?
There are those who are trying to help me, trying to preserve me. In the cold north, there are people hiding and feeding their neighbors as agents of injustice maraud among them. They are documenting injustice. They are marching and chanting and singing against it. And they are doing so with love and kindness in their hearts. Though I am terribly wounded, these citizens give me hope that I might yet be saved. You must become like them. You must use your First Amendment rights while you still have them and speak loudly and often to demand democratic governance. You must forge a loving community so strong that those who oppose you cannot penetrate it. You must choose leaders with a solid moral foundation and a will to make better what is broken. I tell you, you must do these things now, or you will never again see a spirit of democracy among you. I warn you, when the clock strikes 3, the spirit of democracy yet to come will visit you. Or perhaps it will be the spirit of democracy's death. I know not.
Whoa. I think we need another speaker. Reverend Corellis Bryant of the United Church of Lincoln, Vermont.
Hello, Vermont! If we've not had the enchanted pleasure of meeting just yet, I'm Reverend Corellis Bryant, and it's my joy to be the pastor of the United Church of Lincoln. I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to remind us of who we are. As vile and revolting as the actions of this current administration are, I'm more betrayed by our neighbors, family members, fellow countrymen and women who have lost their way, who have forgotten who we are. And I'm here today to remind us of who we are. What is the American project all about? Why did we embark on this grand and noble enterprise? To form a people not bound by blood or land, even though we shed blood to take the land, but that's another speech. Not bound by blood or land, but bound by a creed, an ideal. And what was that ideal? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We don't have to guess. It's in the preamble to our very own Constitution, the document that proclaimed our values to the world, the document that if we ever lost our way might help us remember who we are, a document that does not bend or break in the face of the shifting political landscape, a document that stands boldly in the face of fascism. Well, what the hell does it say? We, the people. We have to say to our neighbors, don't you remember when we decided to value the freedom of every person in our country and abolish slavery? Don't you remember? Don't you remember the suffragettes who would not quit until women had the right to vote? Don't you remember? Don't you remember the honorable men and women of the greatest generation storming the beaches of Normandy to defeat the Nazis and end World War II? And that was when fascism fascism was abroad and not on the home front. And we are those children and grandchildren today whose ancestors spilled their blood fighting tyranny abroad, and now we're fighting it right here at home. Don't you remember breaking the chains of Jim Crow? Those white students and black students going down to the South to end segregation. Don't you remember? Don't you remember when we expanded voting rights in 1965? Don't you remember when we valued and celebrated hard-working migrants and immigrants, our Jewish and German and Irish and Italian siblings who came over through Ellis Island, our Asian siblings who came over? Don't you remember? When France gave us the Statue of Liberty to celebrate our compassion for the asylum seeker, the refugee, and the migrant, well, I'm here to remind you that that statue still stands. It still stands with these words embossed in copper. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed to me, and I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That's who we said we were, and that's who we still are. When Lady Liberty gets tired of being lied about, when Lady Liberty gets tired of being lied on, well, she comes roaring back. She says, stop lying about me. I do care about immigrants who built this country. She says, stop lying. I do care about the rights of women. Stop lying. I do protect those on the margins. Compassion and generosity are still deeply held values in my heart. America is tired of being lied on. She says, I meant it when I said we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all humans are created equal. They are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights. Yeah, I meant that, she says. She says, I meant it when I said our government is of the people and by the people and for the people. She says, I meant that. I meant that. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't kick millions of Americans off of their health insurance to give tax cuts to billionaires. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't give power to rejected frat boys playing beer pong with American lives. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't desecrate American institutions by slapping your tacky name on them. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't start a war of choice in Iran and murder some 160 Iranian schoolgirls. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't negotiate with bombs like this is some kind of a video game, but with diplomacy and respect for human life. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't kill American citizens in broad daylight for doing the very thing that makes us Americans. We're not asking for much. Just that you don't take a wrecking ball to our democracy that our ancestors gave their lives for. We're not asking for much. And by the way, did I say asking? Oh, my apologies. I meant demanding, insisting, declaring, this will not stand. Do you remember that oath you took to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, this is the domestic part. We demand that in these United States of America, there shall be no kings. We had a king once. We said no then, and we're saying no now. This country belongs to we the people. Say it with me. We the people. I can't hear you. For our migrant neighbors. For those killed by U.S. bombs. For Renee Good and Alex Reddy. For our ancestors. For our children. For our children's children. For the salvation of our democracy. Who? Thank you very much. Whoa! Corellis Bryant!
Okay, wow. Wow. Patty, do you think you can follow this up? We have no less than Vermont's favorite singer-songwriter, Patty Casey! Give it up for her!
Thank you. I'm moving to Lincoln. Well, pretty much every day, I, at some point, ask myself, what can I do in the face of what is going on in what feels like a daily emergency? And sometimes I even ask other people, what are you doing? What are some ideas? And it always comes down to kindness. It comes down to micro acts. It comes down to a smile at someone that you don't know, extending a hand, helping to feed someone. Vermonters are very good at this. And the other thing that we can do is sing. So I'm going to ask, some of you know this out there, and I have a wonderful choir here from the Montpelier Unitarian Church. We're going to sing a song called Stronger Than That, which I wrote many years ago in hopes that we would be looking back now and saying, well, that was great, and maybe it helped, but we still need it. So please join me. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. That's your part. When the storm is rolling in and our hopes start to fade, that's when we rise as one. Our spirits like a blade. We are many, we are mighty, even when we are afraid. 'Cause we are stronger than that. Here you go. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. We are moving forward. We are not going back. We are stronger than that. We are kinder than that. Love is stronger than that. We will not yield to hatred, to lies or to shame. Our power lives in courage, and our love, it is not tame. If the lights go out on justice, we will light a flame. 'Cause we are stronger than that. We are stronger
Patty Casey. Okay. I skipped over, accidentally, yet another chant. So are you ready? Here it goes. Not then. Not now. Not ever. No kings. Not then. Not now. Not ever. No kings. Not then. Not now. Not ever. No kings. Thank you. How about a little more from Sheeta Projects? gonna have to do something now. Falco, one of the big wigs in the State House for our dear old ACLU.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Falco Schilling, and I'm the Advocacy Director for the ACLU of Vermont. I've had the pleasure of speaking from these steps a few times, but never at a moment like this or for a crowd this big. As a kid who grew up in a small town in southern Vermont, it is truly an honor to be speaking with you here today. Let's not mince words. This is a scary time for our country and for our state. We're seeing attacks on our fundamental rights, democratic norms, and basic decency on a daily basis. To meet this moment, we at the ACLU are using every tool we have to fight back against this lawless administration in the courts, in state houses, and here with you in the streets. I'm here today to tell you that it's working and we need to keep going. In the courts, the ACLU and our affiliates have filed over 240 legal actions against the Trump administration. Even this week, we'll be arguing in front of the Supreme Court, defending birthright citizenship, which, like so many of our fundamental rights, is under attack. To all of you who've supported that work, and to all of the attorneys who are tirelessly writing briefs and fighting this out in the courts day in and day out, I want to say thank you. We are living in unprecedented times, but unprecedented times give us an opportunity to chart a new course. One where our state fully embraces our motto of freedom and unity. At the start of the legislative session, the ACLU and our allies set out an ambitious agenda that moves us closer to making that vision a reality. And the good news is the people behind you in this building are taking up that call. This week, the House passed a budget funding legal services for immigrants in need. 2 weeks ago, the House passed the Constitutional Accountability Act to ensure that if federal agents violate your constitutional rights, you can have your day in court. The Senate, not to be outdone, passed legislation prohibiting law enforcement, including local law enforcement, from using masks and other tools to conceal their identities. They passed bills to protect the most sensitive locations in our communities, such as schools and hospitals, from warrantless immigration enforcement arrests. On top of that, we've seen state leaders come together to find solutions to the threats to life-saving gender-affirming care. Because of this work, I am confident the people of Vermont will still be able to access the care they need, regardless of the threats from Washington. This is amazing progress, and we need to celebrate it. At the same time, there's still more work that we need to do to strengthen our defenses against the federal government's attacks and build a firewall for freedom in these Green Mountains. We must do more to ensure that everyone here in Vermont can have their basic needs met and can fully participate in our society. We must do more because years of underfunding our state government, coupled with massive tax breaks for the wealthy and impending federal cuts, leaves us at a place where it's past time to call on the richest Vermonters to pay their fair share so that all Vermonters can have their basic needs met, like a roof over their heads, access to health care, and food on their plates. The fact is, the economy is not working for the vast majority of us, and it's time to change course. Some lawmakers are hesitant to take this step because for far too long, the wealthy have had their fingers on the scale of democracy. But there's more of us than there is of them, and in a democracy, every voice matters. This session is half over. The bills I spoke about are not laws. We need your help. to ensure these policies are passed by the legislature, and just as importantly, signed by Governor Scott when they go across the parking lot to his desk. I am not naive. I don't think this will be easy, but the work is already happening. And I know that if we keep putting one foot in front of the other, we can accomplish it together. We and our partner organizations have a plan to do just that. If you haven't already, I hope you visit my friends Jordan and Jenna over the ACLU tent and take action, sign up for our email alerts, and help us get these important policies over the finish line. Together, we can make sure our state moves forward with policies that creates a society where we all can thrive. So I'm not gonna lie, this fight can be exhausting. And when I start to wonder, how are we gonna sustain this? How are we gonna keep fighting? I think about one of my favorite sayings, which is anger is tinder and hope is fuel. And when I look out at this crowd, I know we have plenty of tinder. I also know that we have plenty of hope to fuel us for what's to come. Hopeless people don't sing, laugh, and make art in the face of oppression. Hopeless people don't show up and link arm in arm to defend their neighbors from the actions of an unjust government. Hopeless people don't gather by the thousands in cities, towns, villages across this state and across this country to fight for a better democracy. I draw hope from the work of the grassroots groups that brought us here today, and from folks like you who are showing up day in and day out and doing this over and over again. I draw hope from our commitment to one another, that when one of us needs to step back, someone else is going to step up. I draw hope from the fact that every single time we take to the streets, we are writing the next chapter in the fight for civil rights and civil liberties in this country. Together, we are doing the work to make Vermont a beacon of hope for the rest of the country. We know that our elected leaders can rise to this moment, but they need to know the people of Vermont have their back and will be supporting when the going gets tough. I know you're already doing this, so just keep it up. Don't ask permission. Just keep getting out there and causing good trouble, because it's working. The times may be dark, but gatherings like this with people like you who care so deeply about their communities and their country is what will lead us to a better day. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. It was truly an honor. Let's keep going.
Thanks, Falco. We're in the home stretch here, so I want to acknowledge, in fact, the organizers of today's event, Vermont Public Interest Research Group as the lead organization, VPIRG, along with Indivisible Callus, Indivisible Camel's Hump, Indivisible Mad River Public, as well as a handful of dedicated non-affiliated individuals, and all the musicians and actors. The actors we haven't mentioned: Kayla Becker, Ren Perchlik, and Leela, the State House staff, the Montpelier City Council and Public Safety and Fire Responders. And now one of those key organizers, Ginny Sassaman.
So I can read a room. I see everybody is cold but we've talked a lot and people need to move on. But I do have something that I think is really, really important to say. And that is, tomorrow, with No Kings 3 behind us, it is time for us to turn our attention to the midterms. We must all work to make sure that in November we have a blue tsunami. And it will take all of us, but it's worth it if we take back the House, which we're bound to take back the House. You know the House will start impeachment proceedings right away. And not just of Trump, half the cabinet needs to be impeached too. And if we work really, really hard, we might get enough. We could maybe take back the Senate, because we need not just to impeach, but we need the Senate to convict and remove as soon as possible. It's like everything is on fire right now, but the midterms really is at the top of our to-do list, because the sooner we get Trump out of there, the less damage will be done. And I want to bring in what is sort of the elephant in the room. Some of you here might be thinking, yeah, but Trump is going to steal the election. So do not give in to that fear. Trump does not have that power. Elections are run by states, not the federal government. Trump cannot steal the elections. He will try. He's been trying, but let's look at how that's going. He's asked all states to hand over their voter data, and Ruby Red Idaho has said no. Of course, our own Secretary of State, Sarah Copeland-Hanses, also said no. But that's a given, but the red states are fighting back. And he has tried to gerrymander like crazy, but Ruby Red Indiana said no, they wouldn't do it. And even look how that gerrymandering is going. In Texas, the congressional map was rewritten based on the fact that the Latino population supported Trump in 2024. Well, after all the ICE cruelty, they don't support him anymore. Texas is in play. There are more Democrats registered in Texas now than Republicans. We could take Texas. And this one is so sweet. I hope you saw it. But earlier this week, there was a special election in Florida for the House district that represents Mar-a-Lago, and that went to a Democrat. It's not as if the Democrats are everything we want them to be or have all the answers, but they are who we need right now. We need to get control over the situation, and then we can work to make it better. So in Mar-a-Lago, this is why you have to work. That seat was won by only 600 votes. So I want you all to visit the Indivisible tents, to visit the Lean Left tent. There is work that each one of you can do, no matter who you are. Maybe you can hit the road and go canvassing, maybe not, but there is postcard writing, there is phone banking, there is donating money. Tomorrow, in fact, Lean Left Vermont, which has a tent here, is going to be doing phone banking to register voters in Pennsylvania. So you can stop by the Lean Left tent or Google them and start doing your part if you haven't already, and I know many of you have. But you can start doing your part for the midterms tomorrow. So, a lot has been said about the amount of work that we have to do. And it's true, because if we lose Congress, that is too bleak a scenario to even imagine right now. We have to win. We have to win. And I just want to say, I think it's an honor to be here now, to be alive at this moment when it is our turn. Generation after generation has had to step up and fight, and it's our turn. So if you are able, I invite you to don that mantle and do your part. Thank you. And now I want to introduce a woman who I have come to love and adore in planning this rally, Jordan Hayden. And for those of you who wonder where are the young people, well, they're at VPIRG. So Jordan Hayden, campaign director for VPIRG. She's awesome, and please welcome her.
When I woke up this morning, it was with confidence that I would safely make it to this podium, to speak and connect with all of you, to stand firm in my belief that we can build something stronger and more beautiful than ever before. My reality is far different from the 100 Iranian children who lost their lives to a missile strike exactly 1 month ago today. I grieve the young lives taken at that girls' elementary school who will never be afforded an opportunity like this one. We now find ourselves in a war that we never asked for, forced to support senseless killings, destruction, and climate catastrophe with our own tax dollars. But as we have come to learn, Donald Trump's tentacles are ever-reaching. They can be felt in all parts of the world and all parts of these United States, even here in Vermont. Right now, there are legislators pushing policy in the Vermont State House who stand by Trump and his administration. For them, the fact that Donald Trump is apparently mentioned in the Epstein files 38,000 times is not a deal breaker. Shame. They can stomach the repeal of the EPA's endangerment finding, the killing of Renee Good and Alex Preddy, and the additional 32 ICE detention deaths that took place in 2025, the violent ICE raid on Dorset Street, and the ongoing effort to take down our democracy through the SAVE Act's massive attempt at voter suppression. Yes, there are those who work in the building behind me who are comfortable compromising our freedom, wrecking our environment, and threatening our future, and they will be back at work on Tuesday. But here is what I need you to know. The midterm elections are coming, and VPIRG will be putting on a statewide tour this spring and summer to make sure you're prepared to hit the polls. Last summer, we knocked on 80,000 doors to talk about the threats our country is facing. And you know what we learned all of those months ago? Our brave little state was fed up and desperate to fight back. And I have the best job in the world, getting to connect with thousands of Vermonters, fighting the good fight and keeping hope alive in these dark times. We are all here today because we want to take part in this resistance, to stand up to authoritarianism and protect our communities from greater harm. And we want to do it now. The midterms are still months away, so I'm going to give you an opportunity to help strengthen this movement even sooner. On every table and dispersed throughout the crowd, you'll find yellow action handouts. Please take one. Those handouts include timely actions, events, and resources that will make a genuine difference. Actions like urging your legislators to support immigration rights and pro-democracy legislation, and events like the Vermont Changemaker Summit, a full day of activist trainings and workshops. The action handout can also be found online at democracyvt.org/nokings.
That's democracyvt.org/NoKings. We need you now more than ever, and we need you beyond this rally. You've seen what's at stake and what we've already lost. But please believe me when I tell you that being here today makes a difference. Authoritarian power wants to push us into hiding. They want us to operate from the shadows with fear. But every time we go out and we get loud, we are taking part in this resistance. We are taking up space that they desperately want us to feel small. So please do not stop. So show up, stay loud, and remind them that they work for us. No kings in America, not here, not now, not ever. Thank you.
Oh no, another spirit? What kind will it be?
Citizen, take heart. Democracy did not die. I am the spirit of democracy yet to come, brought about by your timely actions. The great experiment of American democracy has survived. I am the future that you brought about, citizen. A better future is possible. Let me show you how it is. Now, our precious voting day is a holiday, and only a few refuse their sacred duty. We are proud to vote. Now, only the most morally sound among us are elected leaders. Their mission is to do the public good, and only public funds are used to finance their campaigns. They cannot be bought nor bossed. And yes, we have gotten rid of that last vestige of white men only rule. We have abolished the Electoral College. In our democracy yet to come, every citizen is treasured for their unique qualities and none are discriminated against. We spend much time forging community and kindness, for loving solidarity is the glue that holds our nation together. Our press is vibrant but well-researched and just, holding our government to fair account. The wealthy, in gratitude for all the nation has bestowed upon them, gladly contribute fairly to the financing of our government. Well, we have closed all tax loopholes. There are no more billionaires.
Whoa!
This change has enabled health care for all living here, child care and free education for all to the highest degree granted in our land. We have managed to feed and house all in our nation in decent circumstances. We take care of our precious elders and children, for they are our history and our future. We treasure newcomers, for they revitalize our nation. We invite them into our community, help them find their purpose, and assist them to become citizens. We try our hardest to prevent any from becoming criminals, but those who violate our just laws are segregated for a time from the rest as we attempt to rehabilitate them. Fortunately, these are few. We have made a full transition to non-polluting fuels, and we find it helps feed our hearts as well as our lungs and all around us. It provides all the energy we need. We treasure and care for our natural world and all that live in it. We appreciate our friends abroad, Our alliances are strong and other nations' trust in us is solid. Because of this, we have had no war for a long time. This is the society you have helped bring about, citizen. By insisting those who represent you do better. By using your First Amendment rights to demand your grievances be redressed. By taking seriously your role as citizen in this radical experiment where we rule ourselves. I salute you for your efforts and for all that you did to bring about this just and free society in which I am privileged to live. Thank you, citizen.
Whoa! No, thank you, democracy yet to come. You've given me hope. You've taught me if we take action that is loving and kind, the power of the people could be stronger than the people in power. David Ruffin, let's wrap this up.
Okay, if you are still here, that says something about you. And I just wanna be able to see and hear the amazing folks that felt like I wanna stay till the very end of this, not the bitter end. Will you all sing with me? Can we end this in song? And can I ask you to come, if you've made it to this end, can we gather together and feel, because there's something amazing when there's thousands, but we don't have to be thousands, right? To feel the energy. In fact, most of the time, it's going to be much more like this, right? Yeah. Or even just our families in our homes, yeah, where we're trying to remember and do this differently. I'm really, really grateful to you all for coming forward. So, this song came to me while I was watching what was happening in Minneapolis. But it's not a sad song, because I was watching how the people were responding. And I felt hope stirring. And I also felt a little bit of spring stirring. The sun's come back out. And this is a song about that stirring, that is this group that's still here. I don't know how many minutes after we were supposed to be done, but we're here because we feel something is stirring when we come together. Can you feel it? There is something stirring. The dark is turning, and the ice is thinning. Song is rising, one more voice joining in. Something's waiting to be born. Can you feel it? There is something stirring. The dark is turning, and the ice is thinning. Song is rising, one more voice joining in. Something's waiting to be born. Can you feel it? There is something stirring. The dark is turning, the dark is turning, and the ice is thinning, and the ice is thinning. Song is rising. One more voice join in. Something's waiting to be born. We will not give in to the hatred and division. Keep our hearts open. Something's waiting to be born. We will not give in. Sing with me. We will not give in to the hatred and division. Keep our hearts open. Keep our hearts open. Something's waiting to be born. We will not, sing that with me. We will not give in to the hatred and division. Keep our hearts open. Keep our hearts open. Something's waiting to be born. Let's do that on our own one more time. We will not give in to the hatred and division. Keep our hearts, here we go. Keep our hearts open. Something's waiting to be born. Hold my hand. Feel the hearts between us meeting. Something's waiting to be born. Hold my hand. Hold my hand. Feel the hearts between us. Feel the hearts between us meeting. Here we stand. Here we stand. Something's waiting. Something's waiting to be born. Hold my hand. You might want to hold someone's hand. Hold my hand. Feel the hearts between us meeting. In this land, something's waiting. Something's waiting to be born. Hold my hand, here we go now. Hold my hand. Feel the hearts between us meeting. Yeah, in this land. In this land, something's waiting. Something's waiting to be born. Hold my hand now. Hold my hand. Feel the hearts between us meeting. In this land, something's waiting. Something's waiting to be born. Something's waiting. Something's waiting to be born. Something's waiting. Something's waiting to be born. light returning, and the ice is thinning. Song is rising, one more voice joining in. Something's waiting to be born. Sing that with me one more time. Something's waiting to be born. Okay, I lied. Just one more time. Something's waiting to be born. This is the seed, y'all. This is a seed. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Thank you, singers. Thank you all. Go forth. Do good work.